Cheap attorneys like to sell the sizzle without the steak. In other words, cheap attorneys will tell you all the things you want to hear without supplying you with the documentation to back it up. For example, when you initially see an attorney, you generally have two questions. Your first question, do you have any experience handling my type of case? You ask. To dramatize my point, no two drunk driving cases are ever the same. Similarly, no two murder cases are ever the same. Lie number one. Of course, the cheap attorney will tell you that he or she has handled numerous cases just like yours and has created unbelievable results. Do not be fooled. Actual case numbers and case names that back up the cheap attorney's phenomenal claims. Then go to the court, obtain a court case docket, and inspect whether the actual results match the attorney's claims. Remember, if it's too good to be true, it generally is. Do not be fooled into believing an attorney cannot share case numbers with you. In my retainer agreement, I obtained the client's permission to use all case information for web postings and marketing for my law firm. On my website, you will see actual names, case numbers, the specific charges, the jail exposure, and the actual results obtained. Your second question, how much are you going to charge me? Line number two, cheap attorneys give a lowball price only to repeatedly come back to you for more and more money over and over and over again. Just think of the underbidding general contractor. Remember, you get what you pay for. Cheap attorneys cut costs by not actually visiting the client in jail, saying that they'll meet the client in lockup in court on a day of the court appearance. Lockups in court are generally full with other inmates, and so how can you have a confidential conversation in that setting? Other cost-saving techniques cheap attorneys employ is that once they are retained, they do not return your phone calls. Cheap attorneys also tell you that they cannot discuss the client's case with family members because the attorney-client relationship prohibits them from doing so. Malarkey. The client can always give the attorney permission to discuss the case with specific and trusted family members. To cut costs, cheap attorneys also have other cheaper attorneys make court appearances on their behalf. Lie number three. Cheap attorneys give you guarantees about the outcome of your case. No honest attorney can possibly give you a guarantee about the outcome of your case. A good attorney can only guarantee his or her best efforts based on their education, professional background, and past successes in similar cases. The cheap attorney is just telling you what you want to hear to separate you from your money as soon as possible. There are four necessary parties to settling a case: defense counsel and his or her client, the district attorney, and the judge. All four parties must agree before a case is settled. Otherwise, we go to trial. No attorney can guarantee what the prosecutor and judge will do. Don't be fooled by a cheap attorney's representation about his or her ability. Independently check out the attorney. Go to the California State Bar website, calbar.ca.gov, and do a search on the attorney. Visit perhaps the best and most trusted website for evaluating an attorney, which is martindale.com. This site will provide an honest evaluation of an attorney because the attorney will have been evaluated anonymously by other attorneys and, more importantly, by trial judges. Look for an attorney with an AV preeminent rating, the highest possible rating for legal ability and ethical standards. Incidentally, less than 1% of all attorneys in California have the prestigious AV preeminent rating. And make sure the attorney has malpractice insurance that exceeds $1 million. By now, it should be apparent to you that cheap attorneys are not good and good attorneys are not cheap. In closing, do not be enticed or tempted to go with the cheapest attorney. There are reasons why cheap attorneys are cheap. Cheap attorneys cut costs and do not properly and professionally represent the client. Preparing and developing a proper defense is not cheap. But then again, how much is your freedom worth? A well-prepared attorney can and will make a difference between you getting off or obtaining a result that you are happy with versus losing your freedom and your money. Don't throw your money and your freedom away to a cheap attorney who sells you the sizzle but does not deliver the results. Thank you.